episode. I don't even know what of me being a dumbass when I'm recording with a phone. So I was recording for like 10 minutes and I didn't realize I didn't have auto rotate on, so the entire thing would have been fucking sideways portrait mode and it would have looked absolutely disgusting. So take two on recording my setup video for 2025 into 2026. Um, so I was looking at content I've uploaded on my channel in the past like 6 or 7 months, and I realized I haven't done a setup tour in a fucking hot minute. It's been like 4 or 5 years. When the last time I did a setup video, I don't think I even had a smartphone, and a lot of stuff has changed on my setup since my last video. So I figured I'd do another setup video towards the end of me having this current setup, not just to show what I do and having I'm currently working with, but to document my changes from February of 2025, which is when I'm recording this and I'm probably going to upload this, to whenever my setup gets fully renovated and I'm finished with the 2025 renovation. Because there's going to be like realistically speaking, there's going to be like 2 or 3 things that stay the same on the setup, and other than that, the setup is getting entirely differently changed within the next 6 to 7 months, and like I don't plan on having this as an immediate change. I plan on piecing this thing together as the months go by this year and into next year. But this thing's gonna look fucking awesome when I'm done with it, and it will really help me make better content for y'all and help me make more quality content for y'all. So let's go ahead and get right on into the video, starting with. Excuse the mess, by the way. We're still rearranging shit in my room. Starting with one of my favorite pieces of my new setup. This is an Umarex HKG36C airsoft rifle. I got this thing from a pawn shop for $150, or no, it was $115 for my 23rd birthday, and I plan on playing my first game of airsoft this year. And I do plan on getting a GoPro so I can stick it onto the rail on one of these things and then record the game and then upload to the channel, because I feel like that's gonna be fucking awesome. It's gonna be amazing. Has a really shitty airsoft red dot scope on it that I can't even do an OEG thing, which kind of sucks, but it is what it is. I looked the thing up online; it's worth like $40. So I mean, yeah, I really want to get an Aimpoint 9K for this thing, or an Aimpoint Combat 2. That would look fucking awesome. Anyway, moving on to one of the soon-to-be most awesome parts of my setup is this CLX pre-built PC. My dad gave this to me so I could fix it up and have my own PC. Just because it's a bitch to get the little screws in and out on the glass panel, I will not be taking the screws. I actually still need to put this one back in. But I do know that it has either 8 or 16 gigs of RAM on it. I don't know what kind of a graphics card it has off the top of my head. It just says GeForce GTX from Zoda Gaming. The graphics card, to my knowledge, from what he told me, was upgraded in 2023. It has an NVIDIA power supply, some chipset. I really don't know the specs, and I probably won't know the specs until I can get a new hard drive and a new OS for this thing and get it plugged back in and somewhat up and running again. So, definite project PC, and if it doesn't end up working, I will either part this thing out and use what I can, or just sell off what I can completely and start anew with a fresh build. Anyway, moving on to one of the first parts I'm going to upgrade in my setup. Excuse the mess. My desk is almost always a mess, but yeah. This is my current desk, and I fucking hate this piece of shit. This is I want to say it's a Kohl's Home desk off of Amazon. This thing was like $50, and I really should have known that something was up if it was so cheap for a desk that was 48 inches wide. My dumbass didn't take into consideration that 19 inches would not be nearly wide enough, because I can fit damn near my entire forearm on this thing just fine. Like from the tip of my finger, my elbow's damn near touching the edge of this thing. This is nowhere near wide enough for what I actually need. I plan on upgrading this thing with an Arazi Arena Special Edition, because it's gonna look absolutely fucking awesome. Whether or not I'll do an unboxing of that and a build of it, I don't know yet, but I will be doing a video on it once I get it installed. That with that big of an upgrade, I'm gonna be doing a video on that specifically. Moving to the left, this is my current PC gaming rig. Oh, also, on my little headphone hanger, I have a Philips Chip 9500s, as well as a Sony SRS XB13 Bluetooth speaker. I don't really find myself using the open back headphones as much. Well, at least not these specific ones. I'll show off a pair later that I use pretty consistently. I don't use these ones that much anymore simply because they don't fit on my skinny ass head. They're just a little too light in the clamping force department, but they sound good, and I don't believe they Philips sells them currently, so kind of only haven't thrown these away because Philips doesn't sell them anymore. So yeah. Anyway, and then the speaker, I use this almost all the time when I go in the shower and listen to music. I love the way this thing sounds, and yeah, I really want to get a second one of these, but in this exact color, but Amazon just is not selling them for some reason currently, which kind of sucks, but it's whatever. Anyway, moving on to the PC. This is an Asus ROG Strix G513QM. It has a Ryzen 9 5900HX, laptop 3060, either 6 or 8 gigs of VRAM. It does not have a lot of VRAM in it at all. And it has a 1 terabyte of SSD storage in there. I would love to keep this thing and just upgrade parts on it, but you just can't upgrade anything on a laptop for gaming. It sucks, but yeah, this is the reality of things. Into it, I have plugged in, of course, to the power brick. Then I have this off-brand ass Amazon USB-C dock, which works well enough, except for when I want to use it with USB-C webcam. It's kind of a bitch to use, to be honest with you. And this thing doesn't have enough ports in terms of HDMI, in terms of USB-C to use a USB-C or USB mic. So yeah, kind of got to use a USB-A webcam, which kind of sucks, but it's whatever. Anyway, into that, I also have plugged into that. Jesus Christ. Into my laptop, I have a Corsair K65 Plus wireless RGB gaming keyboard plugged in. I really like how this thing sounds, and even the keycaps and the switches on this are going to be getting replaced. I did have Glorious GMK, whatever the hell it's called, the Glorious Kabuto limited edition keycaps. I lost one of the keycaps and then I just ended up losing all of them, which kind of sucks, but it is what it is. This is getting replaced by Drop X GMK Blue Samurai keycaps, and I can't wait because they look awesome on the previews, and I can't wait till I can get them on my board. Moving to the left to cover the audio right quick, I have a pair of Drop X Sennheiser HD58X Jubilees. I've had these since I was in college. I've had these things for fucking years at this point. I got these in, I want to say this was late 20, early 21 I got these things in. They were like $150, but I ended up paying like, I don't know, like $100 because I got a coupon with signing up for a new Drop account, and then I had another $10 off coupon from like signing up for an email or something like that. So yeah, I got these things for like $100. I still use these things today, and yeah, these things sound stupid awesome. I love the way these things sound. I really do need to get a new headband. This Geekeria headband really kind of hurts my head after like 20 or 30 minutes, so that's the only downside to these, but I can adjust these easy enough that it doesn't really matter. Moving on to my Bluetooth audio, this is my pair of Beats Solo 4s. I really need to stop getting Apple products in blue because I really fucking hate the way these things look. I don't like the whole slate matte muted blue. These have the exact same blue my old iPhone 13 had, and I hated that blue as well, so I really just need to stop buying Apple products in blue. Anyway, moving on to the probably some of my most hated monitors of all time. Left one is an AOC. What the fuck is the model number on this thing in the first place? I'm only gonna say the model number because it's part of my setup. I don't recommend either of these monitors. It's called a let me right here. It is a C24G1A, and I fucking hate this thing. It has shit colors, it has shit response time, it has really shit motion blur that you can't turn off, and the HDR on it looks like shit. So all around, a shit monitor, and it was not worth the $110 I paid for it. I was looking for a 24-inch curved monitor at the time I got this thing, and this thing was like, hey, that's $110, and I'm a cheap-ass gamer, and that seems like a really good deal. Yeah, don't cheap out on monitors. It's not fucking worth it. This one, I like monumentally more than I do this monitor. Also, this is a really good song from LL Cool J and Eminem. Highly recommended. I love Eminem, so, yeah. This is a 27-inch curved AOC monitor, and I don't know what the hell the difference is between these two, other than, you know, this one being a different model. Actually, let's see if we can figure out what the fuck model this is. This is a C27G2. and it is a monumentally fucking better monitor than this piece of shit, but I still really don't like the way this looks. I am planning on upgrading to an OLED monitor finally this year. I'm probably going to go with the Asus ROG Strix XG27 ADQMG. Whether or not that's fully what I'm going to go with or not, because I have been eyeing up the Samsung G6 OLED, like a fat kid in a candy store. But whether or not I'll go with that one, I don't know. I've heard some bad things about the screen, so who knows? I might end up with the Asus ROG. I may end up with the Samsung. I don't know yet. If I don't like one, I'll just get the other. That's probably what I'm just going to do. On the right is my Blue Snowball, which, if you were hearing me talk on any video except for videos from my phone, that's what you're hearing me through. It's being upgraded to an Elgato Wave 3 later on this year. Not an immediate upgrade, but it is what I'm going to be upgrading to. It's been serving me well, but it really is kind of lackluster for what I need. I want a mute button on my shit for my PC. I do have a mute button on my controller, which DualSense controller, just standard ass DualSense controller with a painted touchpad. But it has served me well, and I've had this shit for fucking years at this point. Xbox 360, I don't really find myself playing this thing that often, mostly because, yeah, I'm just grinding COD most of the time. I really should play this thing more often and just take some more time off COD and, you know, chill from having to sweat my dick off on COD every 2 fucking seconds, but, mostly I have Ace Combat or Halo or some shit in this thing, and I like I've always loved the Xbox 360. I got my first 360 Christmas of 2010 with the, COD War Chest, and yeah, I've always loved this thing. PS5 with dark plates on it. Had this thing since June, I want to say, of 2021. And yeah, I have nothing bad to say about this thing. I would probably upgrade to the PS5 Pro if I could get the dark plates that dbrand originally sold. But since those aren't sold anymore, I'm sticking with my launch PS5. This thing has given me no trouble at all. And frankly, I like the look of a blacked out PS5. Probably, like, this is, like, out of all the things on my setup, this is probably my favorite thing I have. My Mandalorian flag, Families More Than Blood and Mandoa, Language of the Mandalorians, and just because I am that one guy, not only do I have a Mandalorian hat, I have a Mandalorian necklace. You can't buy this anymore, or else I would put a link for this thing down in the description below. And I also have a Mandalorian Mythosaur skull on my right shoulder. I really need to get this thing touched up. It's leaked a fuckload of ink, but it still looks awesome nonetheless. Is there anything else I need to cover on my setup? Oh, yeah. The mouse. This is Roccat Burst Pro Air. I really do want to upgrade my mouse. Like, I really, really do. Like, this thing's battery fucking sucks. This thing dies after, like, 4 or 5 hours of gaming, and then it takes 20 fucking years to charge. And, yeah, I just can't find anything with as good RGB, and I'm probably, like, as much as I really want to have a mouse that does have RGB so I can match my setup, I'm likely going to have to forego the RGB for at least one mouse and just get something that doesn't have RGB. I do actually have 2 mice in mind, of which I don't know which I'm going to get, but I do have 2 mice in mind. It looks like it's a symmetrical mouse, but it really isn't because it doesn't have buttons on the right side for left-handed people. It only has buttons on the left side for right-handed people, which I'm not sure how I feel about that. I'm not left-handed, so I'm okay with it. I really don't give a fuck. It doesn't matter to me. But the RGB on this thing is just fucking gorgeous. Like, my camera, as good as the Pixel 9 Pro camera is, I forgot to mention, I did upgrade from fuck, why am I blanking out on this thing? iPhone 13, Jesus fucking Christ, I had that phone for 3 years almost. I upgraded from an iPhone 13 to a Google Pixel 9 Pro, and I'm never going back to Apple. This thing is so much fucking better. This is being connected by I actually have 2 of these cables. This is the, cable that comes with the Corsair K65 Plus wireless, and if I can buy more of these cables, I'm going to, because I fucking love this cable. This is one of the best cables I have ever had in my life for USB-C things. Yeah. I think that's actually about it for the setup. Oh, I do have the Anker speaker here, because for some reason I can't connect. The Sony speaker just doesn't have 3.5mm, and my monitor does not. Excuse me. And my monitor doesn't have any speakers on it, So if I want to play a 360 game, this is the only option, which kind of sucks, but it is what it is. But I do believe that's going to go ahead and just about do it for this video, guys. So if you like this one and you want to see more, and you can't wait for the content in 2025, make sure you leave a like on the video. Maybe drop a comment saying what game you want to play next, and I'll get to them as soon as I can. But I do believe that's going to go ahead and just about do it for this video, guys. So I'll see y'all on Sunday, hopefully with the stream. Firebrand out. Later, guys.